Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Valar. Hope you guys are doing awesome, having a kick-ass day. Anyway, I wanted to actually do a video here because I've been on the side dabbling in Epic 7 a little bit, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. And this video today is going to be dedicated, actually, to the differences between Epic 7 and Raid Shadow Legends. There's a vast amount of differences and a vast amount of similarities. It's a similar gacha game. So I'm actually going to publish this video in both the Reddits for Raid Shadow Legends and Epic 7. If you're a Raid Shadow Legends follower of mine, I am going to continue to play Raid Shadow Legends. I'm going to do a lot more content there. And my plans right now are actually to do a completely free-to-play series on Epic 7. I'm not spending a dime on this game, and I haven't spent a dime, and I'm not planning to spend a dime at all on this game. I want this series to be purely free-to-play. Right now, Raid Shadow Legends is actually in a really bad state. I've sort of heard some stuff that Epic 7 toward the end game is, but nowhere near as bad as Raid Shadow Legends. But I don't think it could be anywhere near as bad as that. So right now with this whole Torment Fusion thing going on over at Raid, it's kind of made me really mad, actually. And I like to speak up for the little guys here. For the guys who actually just like to have fun and play the game, right? That's who I am, actually. I'm just a small YouTuber starting out. I'm not, I don't have 20,000 subs. I don't have all that. I've only got a few hundred subs. I think I have like 360-ish or something. So anyway, I am trying to grow my channel, but I also want to make sure I'm having the most fun possible playing the game. So I'm still going to play Raid. I invest a lot of time in Raid, and it's a great game. However, the piss poor mismanagement of the game, and I've ranted about this in several videos, it's getting really, really tiring, actually. Like, extremely tiring, to the point where they just constantly do things that are unethical. Like, this whole Torment Fusion is unethical, and it's leaving a really bad taste in my mouth that even people that promote, videos and things are still sort of on the side of Polarium. I'm not on their side. And anybody that's on their side, I feel like it's like you might as well be on the Empire side in Star Wars, is how I feel like. You're just actually... They might even be worse than the Empire. They might be like the Hutts, actually. That's what I'd equate them to, just complete slime balls. And if you associate with them, you represent them. So, I don't know. I like the game. Anyway, what I want to do is focus on the fun. So, that's what this is going to be dedicated to. I'm starting a weekly series on this. The majority of my content is still going to be Raid Shadow Legends. That's my primary game. It's where I'm the most invested. But I could see myself slowly transitioning a little more to play this game more. Not that I would cut out Raid completely yet, but this game may pick up some spots for me. Or pick up some time, excuse me. So, please, if you want to see a free-to-play video series from Epic 7, please subscribe to the channel. I am going to try to be part of both communities. I don't have anybody that I'm connected to in Epic 7 besides people that have defected from Raid. That's it. Like, hey Rum, hey Zazu, if you're watching. I don't know if you are, but I'll throw you a shout out. I hope you guys are doing well in here. And I could easily just go join them, like buy an account and just go join them and pretty much be end game and skip all this stuff. But I don't want to do that because I want the actual experience. So let me get to it here. Please, before I forget to, I always say this, but I am trying to grow my channel. Please subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, excuse me. I really appreciate it. It would actually help me grow. I want to get to 1,000 subs. Right now I'm setting a short-term goal. Let's get to 500. Only need about 150 subs to get there. So if you're watching this, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Please like the video too. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. But let me get into it now finally after that little long intro. So really the most obvious thing that the difference is between Raid and Epic 7 is that Raid's graphics are like by far better, actually. I mean, like extremely detailed graphics that look realistic, right? And Epic 7 is completely cartoonish. That's okay. Epic 7's anime style, essentially. So anyway, that's actually where I really didn't get into the game that much myself at first, because it's hard to get past the animation style. However, I've been dabbling a little bit, just basically kind of go in here and do my dailies a little bit. That's the type of stuff, and just progress along. Gather up as much Sky Stone as I can and do as many summons as I can free to play. That's all I'm spending this on. There's a lot of big differences in this game that are really, really cool, actually. So I gotta say, if there was a game that was as deep as Epic 7, because I feel like Epic 7 has a lot more depth than Raid does, actually, and it's a little overwhelming at first. And I'm a new guy. I'm a newbie to this game, so don't expect that this is going to be a fully detailed guide yet. I want to take it from where I'm a newbie to where I progress all the way to endgame myself, and I take a journey with you guys. So that's going to be my whole thing. I may start a Discord channel where I would focus on this actually too. So that's coming. I'm, with the holidays and everything, I'm working on a couple things, but just wanted to share that. But if there was a game that was as deep as Epic 7 and had the graphics of Raid, both player bases of this game would be gone. But for both games, I feel like there would be a mass exodus to that particular game. And you got to believe, because people spend money on these games, that's in development somewhere. I don't know where, but I feel like it is. Anyway, let's get back to this. So here's one big difference in Epic 7 that is really cool, that almost every one of these is going to be a point toward Epic 7. The only thing that's not is the animation and some of the play style. I like in Raid a little bit better. But anyway, energy, you don't lose energy if you fail. The only time that you lose energy is actually if you do the level or stage and it works, right? And you completed it. If you don't lose energy. So it's like a free attempt, which is really cool. And then in the beginning, you get this adventure quest mode, which is sort of like just taking you through the storyline. And the other thing that's cool is, like, in the beginning, when you're in the adventure quest, at a certain stage of it, you get selective summons, which is basically 30 free, like, huge rolls, like where they give you like maybe 15 different characters. I think it's 10 or 15 different characters, and like different equipment too, which is essentially like that Raid would just give you a bunch of ancient shards, and then not only would they give you a bunch of ancient shards, but you would get to re-roll on those shards for 30 times until you pick one you like. And even in those 30 times, if you don't get one you like, you can reset your account and just go back to the beginning of the game, start playing again, and get 30 more summons. So you can rinse and repeat this whole cycle until you have like the best actual possible champions that you want. I just did it. The one everybody says to get is called Angelica, which she's amazing. I didn't do one with her, actually. I got this guy here. This guy Ken, because he's a 5-star. So I've actually been lucky with some of my pulls, and I'm purposely just pulling Sky Stones for the hell of it, just whatever. I know that's probably inefficient. But anyway, Ken's like one of the best units in the game. He doesn't have the best farming ability, but he's amazing. And I pulled him, so I said, all right, I'm just going to run with that roll, right? It's a guaranteed 5-star. I'm going to go with it, see what happens. So I've been doing a lot of different things. The hero menus, it's similar to Raid. You farm food up, and then you farm food and you feed it. But they also give you these things called like penguins, Terra Phantasma, all this stuff. I mean, you end up having so much of this crap, it's insane. Which are all like food type characters. And then here's Ken. And then you do things like Awakening. You see these stars here. That's essentially like Ascending in Raid Shadow Legends. Except there's a lot more depth on all this stuff too. If you get copies of Ken, you can actually imprint his skill, select Devotion skill, and it will upgrade these things too. So that's pretty cool. There's more depth on the character development. The other thing that's a little bit different is on the gearing. There's only 6 pieces of gear. You have these 3 here, which all have the flat stats, sort of like Raid would. And then you have these, which will all have percentage stats. These are all going to start with flat stats, like health 1010, right? And then they can have percentage rolls below it, right? You want speed, obviously. Every game's speed. That's this style because it's a turn-based game. And then these things would have rolls like, okay, it's crit chance hit percent on this. And then you have health, attack, and more speed, right? So you want to get percentages on this, just like Raid, but it's only 6 pieces versus Raid's actually 9 once you count what you got to get from the spider. And then you do some enhancing, like just this would basically be feeding food or feeding in these XP penguins. I'm not going to do it because just like Bruise, you want to do the one that he's a fire-based champion, so that's similar to Void. Magic, Spirit, Force. That's that. There's Fire, Water, Earth. I may be forgetting a couple. Fire, Water, Earth, and there's like Dark, which would be like Voids. And I think there's Light as well. So yeah, here's a Dark one, Lorena. She's pretty good. And then you get a whole bunch of this stuff just by summoning, right? And I've been really lucky with my summons. I don't feel like I have the best. And I don't know. This may actually be terrible, the summons that I picked. So Ken is the one I picked. I'm actually working with this because this is the guy you start with. He's like your Aethel or your Kale, but you don't have a choice. You have to start with him. But you can pretty much just put him on the bench right away if you want to. But I'm not really doing much with him, and I have terrible gear on him and everything too. But I figured, what the hell, I'll develop him a little bit. He's kind of mediocre. He just does some basic AoE with no other utility. But anyway, the other thing too is Ball and Cezanne. So this is actually one that I pulled. I pulled 3 5-stars, including the selective summon. So Ken, and then I just got this Ball and Cezanne earlier this week. So I'm pretty cool. And then today I got another 5-star. Where is it? It's hard to actually see some of this stuff because it goes so fast. So I apologize about that. All right. What's her name? I'm trying to remember what her name is actually too. She's not going to be leveled up. So they do it. There it is. Lytica. So I pulled her just earlier today, just randomly pulling off these things. And it's pretty cool, right? I'm excited about that. The animation is the big thing, right? The summons are a little bit cool too. So if you look at summons, you go over here, there's a summon. So summons in Raid, everybody knows Ancient Shards, Void Shards, Sacred Shards. So this is basically like your food shards here, like your friendship summons. Like you'll get some gear. I'll just do it all right here. I only have 10 points. But it'll summon these 2 things, which are just food. They're 2-star food is what it is. So you'd summon a bunch of 2-star food and maybe get some like artifacts, they're called, which are these things that you can attach to your character that have a special skill associated with them. And then you have Covenant summons, which are basically would be like sort of an Ancient Shard, but the summoning is actually much better in this game too. So the summoning that you get, like you get this summoning mileage too, which down here you get after you do 20 summons, you get a gold transit stone. And then once you get 6 transit stones, you can exchange it for 5 galaxy bookmarks, which I believe would get you like these moonlight summons, I think, or like a chunk of them, or 4 to 5-star hero summon tickets. So that means after you've done 120 summons, no matter what, you're guaranteed to get a 4 to 5-star hero. So you have a ticket that's 4 to 5-star, or you can exchange it to get the Moonlight summon, which Moonlight summon is the dark and light elements, and then they have different characters. This is where I'm inexperienced. I'm not 100% sure exactly how the difference between Moonlight summon and just Covenant summons are. But Moonlight summons are typically better characters that I think would have less weakness to, sort of like a Void character would be in Raid. And then a Mystic summon. And in a Mystic summon, they basically have like a table of what's going on, like an event. Right now, it's actually the one I pulled, Lytica, but it's a different version of her, Faithless Lytica. And then Shooting Star Acades. Those are the ones that have, about 2 weeks left. Or actually, maybe a week. And then these other characters that are down here too. So if you did a Mystic summon now, this is kind of the pool you would be going through. And if you had enough of this, which I don't have enough because I'm free to play, right? If you almost 200 summons would guarantee you that you're going to get this Faithless Lytica. Like you're guaranteed to get her. So that's pretty cool. If you actually did a lot of summoning, you kind of know, hey, all right, I'm eventually going to get something. And you're eventually always going to get something good, I feel like, because of the way they have it built up. It may take you a little while, but also the other thing that's cool is some of these 3-star units are actually really, really good. They actually they have some endgame viability. You can build complete free-to-play teams, I believe, and farm most everything in this game. So another thing that's awesome, which I think I collected mine already. Yeah, I did, because it just pops up every single day, is they've actually got daily rewards. So this is like... here's your reward. I don't know. This might be stuff from... They keep giving you energy every single day, too. That must be when you're new. Okay, here's your day 20 reward. They give you 100 of these Sky Stones, which are like gems in Raid Shadow Legends. They give you 100 of them. Every single day there's a daily reward. Sometimes it's a guaranteed character, or it's like basically giving you like that Mystic summon, which would be almost like getting somewhat of a Sacred Shard, or I'm sure at some point they give you a Moonlight summon, too, which is pretty cool. Another huge thing is they have a guilds in this, which are obviously like clans, but the difference is you get a daily reward for literally doing nothing. I mean, all you do is you click the button, you go in here, click daily reward, and you get some guild tokens and stuff like that too. I'm not even good enough to compete in Guild Wars yet, and honestly haven't dove into that depth of the game yet. But the other thing too that it has is it has a clan shop. So essentially, you can come in here, you save up these guild coins. The big thing, and this is a huge plus to Epic 7, is you can buy this Molagora seed, which what Molagora equals is your skill books in Raid Shadow Legends. And everybody uses one of two things in this. Well, actually, some people don't even need Molagora. Like some of these 3 stars use what's called Stigma, and it's stuff that you like gather up from the campaign, and this is called Adventure, or you would get from, like, there's another place you can farm it in this Forest of Souls or whatever it's called, something of Souls. I think it's Forest of Souls. Anyway, so you can farm Stigma in that and certain things, and then you can get these 2 Molagora things. This Molagora seed will get you Molagora to actually increase the skills on your character. So it doesn't matter if it's a 5-star, 4-star, whoever, they all take Molagora. There is somewhat of a higher level, which would be like a legendary book. So that would be a Molagora Go, where you would farm enough Molagora and then convert it to a Molagora Go. But you can farm enough of this too. The other thing too is you get this from the guild shop once a week to get the Molagora. You also get it, I believe, from what's called Abyss. So this right here, I think you get it from here. Gold and Stigma. There's another place I believe you can farm some Molagora. I'm not 100% sure. So it's much better than, Raid Shadow Legends is. Like you can see all this stuff you can do with dungeon-wise too, right? So the Spirit Altars are like essentially ascension potions in Raid. That's where you get those stones and you can actually awaken your characters and unlocks other abilities. There's much more depth even in that too that I don't quite understand yet. Labyrinth is like another area you can get different equipment in here, so it's sort of like a farming, gear type place. It's pretty detailed actually too. Automation Tower, this is actually like a monthly 100 floor tower. So maybe what the Void Tower is going to be in Raid Shadow Legends, I don't know. But it's a 100 floor tower where you can actually go in here and get gear and based off how far you go. And I was saving folks, I'm on floor 9. But then you can look here. Here's the the Labyrinth, and you get this stuff, Ancient Coin. You can use Ancient Coin to get special items, and there's different labyrinths once you get past certain stages. I mean, I haven't done much of this. The other thing too, this is the main dungeons, is hunts. Wyvern or however you say it. That is actually the same as the dragon type thing in Raid Shadow Legends, and you can see what type of swords and things you can get here. I'm only at stage 6 so far, but it drops crit set, hit set, and speed set there. So you can actually see what sets you would get. And then it's very similar to Raid. They also have a Golem. The Golem's a little bit different. The Golem's actually, from what I understand, a fairly easier one to do. I'm not quite sure. Here it is. Attack set, health set, defense set. So you can get those sets from the Golem, which is pretty nice, right? Yeah, attack set, health set, defense set. And obviously the further you go, the better. I think every dungeon is stage 11 is the end game. Then there's a Banshee. And a Banshee can get you resist, destruction, lifesteal, and counter. So that's pretty cool too. And then as a Manic, I'm not sure if as a Manic, okay, would get you Unity, Immunity, and Rage set. So it seems like kind of specialty sets there, which I would almost equate to like a Fire Knight. Now I don't quite know where you get the jewelry yet myself. So this is the type of stuff that you would do just for the gearing and you farm up different things, and then you actually farm up enough of these like components where you would go into this place called the Sanctuary, which is something completely different that Raid doesn't have. You farm some of the Sky Stone, some gold, and then you can upgrade your building. I don't have enough to upgrade it. You got to get this stuff called Breath of Orbis to do it, which I don't have any yet. Or I've used it all yet, as I should say. Forest of Souls is the other thing too, so you can farm up a couple different things here, and this is the stuff called Stigma, which you can just like basically not have to wait 15 hours to farm this, but this is like food farming, what I'm doing right now, where you can also farm what are called penguins, which would be like farming brews. And then here's a steel workshop where, if you look here, the different dungeons, you'd actually use, if you had Wyvern, Golem, Banshee, Asthmatic, all that stuff, and the little components that you actually got, it would give you, like, you can craft the pieces that you get as well. So you get drops and everything too, but you can also come in here and you can just start crafting pieces based off the drops of these claws and things that you would get. And it would tell you, here's what you can craft, try to craft it, and it's going to be kind of random, I think. as far as RNG goes, but it tells you the sets you can do. Same thing with Golem, etc., etc., right? It's pretty cool, actually. You know, a little bit more unique in the fact that you're actually kind of crafting the gear. I don't think you get much of a choice in what you get, but you're crafting it. The other thing too is there's a market here. It's very similar to Raid, but it's a market where you can buy things like these friendship bookmarks and certain food and things too. And you can look at your gear here if you want to buy some gear from someone. Like, this is not a bad piece, I would think, but not great. You know, I'm not going to buy it right now. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. So, and then you get dailies. You get a ton of rewards in the beginning. You're flooded with rewards, I feel like. But this is with every day. The Three Sisters Diary will have the dailies that you're supposed to do. And then you get a bunch of these other things, which are sort of like challenges in Raid Shadow Legends, where once you do them, you get the rewards. I don't know how long this continues for, if it continues forever. I can't imagine it will, but, you know, hey, that's cool. And then the main thing you're doing at first is you're just following along in this adventure mode. And in this adventure mode, you know, you're getting like, you start in the beginning and it's pretty basic stuff. You know, just start spending coins, and it's kind of like the tutorial for the game, so it's pretty detailed. At first, this game's really overwhelming, actually, really, really overwhelming, because of all the details that are in here. But this adventure mode is actually kind of cool to just follow along, because it'll take you into steps where it'll explain stuff like a tutorial to you. I probably skipped over some of it that you know, maybe I shouldn't have. But anyway, and then let me show you how adventure mode works, right? So I'm just going to go over here and do like one little battle, because I'm trying to get to this thing here. Actually, not that thing. The next stage, this is my next part of the adventure mode, is basically clear this whole table, which would be like farming a level, like, you know, you're doing 12-3 brutal in Raid Shadow Legends. So we're going to go ahead and use Zazu here. Sword of Truth is Zazu from Raid Shadow Legends, if anybody knows. He has no idea. I haven't even mentioned anything to anybody that I'd mention him, but why the hell not? Here we go. So this guy's slime thing is a piece of food, so I've just been taking like a piece of food with me every time. This is the part that I guess you could kind of like it if this is your thing. It's the anime storyline thing. It's way too much. I mean, basically, every single level, you start out with a story, you go to a battle, in the middle of the thing there's a story, and at the end there's a story too. So it takes longer to go through these battles. I think once you've gone through them once, there's not all this story crap. But levels do actually change, where you have to go complete a quest, and then you go back to other levels and you try to like discover all that level and get chests and things like that. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not really my thing. So that part I'm like, meh, you know. And this is actually the cool thing too. Like, well, not the cool thing. This you can't. I don't think you can skip these animations. And if you can, I'd love to put it in the comments below and let me know, because it just delays the battle so far. This is where I give raid points. At least in raid, once you get to a speed farming thing, you're talking about 10-20 seconds. Here on this, I feel like if you're farming levels, even if you have a speed farmer, which is a guy named Arbiter Vildred, it still is pretty like brutally grinding because of this animation. Like, I wish you could just skip the animation somehow, because some of the animations are really, really cool, but they take like forever. Like this guy's Ken's animation, he hits the guy like 10 times, and then he hits a guy like 30 times after that too, so like 40 hits. And it's an awesome animation, but if you've seen it like 100 times, it gets a little bit old, you know. So anyway, I'm sure everybody's complained about that. Let me make sure that, you know, I didn't miss anything. I don't really think I did, except for the fact that there is something else, which is pretty cool actually. There's actually a arena shop. So you have an arena, and just like Raid, you have like a bronze level and above. I haven't really focused at all on the PvP side. I'm really just kind of progressing through the adventure. This is the animation I'm talking about. Watch how long this takes. I mean, this thing takes forever, and it just, you know. Okay, it's a good like 10-15 seconds for the animation. So you're talking about longer than it would take to farm an entire stage in Raid. So that's a little bit annoying. But anyway, there's an arena shop as well. So you can actually focus on arena, get arena tokens too, and have arena. And then I believe they have raids in this. So not just I don't know yet because I'm not at that level of the game. But I believe there's actually like raids that you can focus on as a guild too, which would be pretty cool. So I'm getting really, really long-winded here. This was just meant to be like, let me take a difference between Epic 7 and Raid Shadow Legends. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Helps grow our thing too. And like I said, I'll announce it in a follow-up video, but I think I'm going to start a Discord server actually focused more on like building up Epic 7 content, because I'm in Chosen Brad's Discord. I was an officer there. I'm still part of the community over there, and I plan to be as well. But I think it'd be kind of cool to actually kind of start organically with this as well in this game, and completely start like a free-to-play. And if you want to come in there and whale out, go ahead. I don't care. But it'll be more like for newbies and things like that. Anyway, thank you very much for checking it out. Please like and subscribe. Cheers.